And we're live. This is Entrepreneur's Life with our session here on a beautiful Monday here in Vienna, Austria. And with me is Lazar, whose last name I cannot pronounce. So help me out,
No,
Lazar.
that's like more than good. Trust me, like nobody can pronounce my last name unless they're from Balkans region. Like it's a lot of like j ch ch. And that's
Okay. Let me try. We have to. Okay, let me try. Don't hate me. Zepinic?
that's perfect.
Ah, true Austrian I am. We probably have more people from Serbia in Vienna than you have in Serbia.
The funny part is whenever I come to Vienna, like I can speak Serbian there easily.
Yeah,
Like
just not
all
with
the
me.
guys in supermarkets are Serbs.
Still,
So.
I still have to learn. I still have to learn. Well, you teach me, but after the live session today, we want to speak about the entrepreneurial you, right? And I think this is going to be a super fascinating session. So for anybody here on Entrepreneur's Life, anybody who's watching this and doesn't know you, so basically, I've known you for a couple of years now, right? You are a very, very well appreciated keynote speaker at Affiliate World, which I happen to host. In case you don't know, it's an awesome show about performance marketing. And Lazar is known as the king of TikTok ads there. But I do know that you do a lot of other stuff as well. So help me out.
Oh
Give us
yeah.
a little bit of the journey. Try to do it in 1 minute, and then we're going to dive deeper. Off you go.
Oh, good luck with that. So, like, I started with Amazon advertising agency. I'm a PPC specialist, like before everything. And after Amazon PPC agency, there is Pendulum Ads, which is TikTok agency. We have Pelican Cement, which is staffing company, and that's probably the biggest company that I own. And also
Hold
there's
on, hold on. I'm confused. It's called Pelican Cement,
exactly.
but you're not producing cement.
Exact. So, like when it comes to Pelican Cement, like it's a conversation starter. Like
Mm.
like everybody would expect that I'm gonna like produce stuff and like build stuff. I do build stuff, but like not with the company. So, have you seen Flintstones?
The Flintstones.
Yeah.
Yeah, long
So
time ago.
yeah. So the moment when they go and like work in the quarry and like they are building stuff, so they have pelicans and they're mixing cements in their mouths.
Oh, that's where you got the name from?
Exactly.
You kidding me?
No.
Somebody's having fun. Okay.
No, it's perfect. Like literally all of my clients for the staffing business like came and we started the conversation with like Pelican cement. Oh, I need to tell you another stuff. Like because we're working like all around like world with it. When we were opening the company in Macedonia, they thought that we were scammers because like it said like hiring company and it was written cement and they're like you're not building stuff and I'm like
Yeah.
not. So
Yeah.
like they didn't want to open the bank account until the moment I went there. So that
It
was
makes a lot of sense to me, man. So you got a conversation going on there with your bank. I can see that. Okay, but sorry, I was interrupting you. Okay, so you started a company that's your biggest company right now, where you name it cement, but you're not producing anything. Okay, that's
like,
weird.
like
Then secondly, you're known as the king of TikTok ads. So let's talk a little bit about TikTok as well today. Okay, what else?
course. Of course. So when it comes to pendulum ads, like it started like completely crazy. Like I had Sellers Alley, which is Amazon advertising agency, and like at some point, a friend of mine decided to move from AdRoll, which is like a huge programmatic platform. They're working with Google, and like I worked with them for ages. And I like the moment he went to TikTok, I was like, "Congrats, Patrick! Like, it's amazing that you went there." And he was like, "Do you want to talk about business?" And I'm like, "Sure." And he scheduled a call, and I ended up meeting GM of TikTok for Europe. And I was like, "Okay, this is like a really good connection."
Yeah.
And it was a really bad time for TikTok at that point in the States because they were this close to be banned at that time. Like, sounds familiar, doesn't
Oh
it?
yeah. Oh yeah.
So
Repeating story.
yeah, they asked like, "What do you want to do?" And I was like, "Let's do a lot of stuff." So they gave us a lot of stuff. So we did a lot of stuff for them. And as you mentioned, I spoke at Affiliate World a couple of times about things that we did with TikTok. And basically, we're testing a lot of stuff for them. We're like testing everything that is not public yet for them, and we give them like info from our end if it worked or not. So we have some like really insane clients with it, some crazy stuff. To be honest, like last time when I spoke at the conference, like you were there, and like we made 40,000 conversions in like 3 weeks for Sephora. So that one was pretty crazy.
That's pretty amazing. I mean, it's crazy what you can do with TikTok these days. Before we jump more into TikTok, because I want you to spill the beans and tell us exactly how you should run TikTok ads this year in 2023. But let's continue a little bit about your entrepreneurial story, right? I mean, why is it actually that you have become an entrepreneur, and what does entrepreneurship mean to you?
So it's probably the best thing that happened to me when it comes to work and like work related. Like my wife would kill me if I said like it's the best thing that ever happened to me, you know. But it's like somewhere on the top, you know. It's like it's completely different. I worked for Amazon sellers in the past, and like at some point I decided to start my own thing. And like when I started it, I was like, this is like such a massive like drug, and it's massive addiction, so you don't want to stop. And like the more you work, the more you want to accomplish, and then you want to work more and you want to do more and more stuff. That's how I ended up like doing a bunch of different stuff. And like now I'm like into some restaurants as well. I don't want to like even mention that parts because like it's like, what's your hobby? Like I'm just working, you know. So like it's interesting because like when you're successful, nobody's telling you slow down or stop, you know. Everybody's just telling you like congrats, and like they're cheering on the side and all of that. So basically like when it gets to that point, like no, like you don't want to stop, you
Right.
know. It's a massive addiction, and I love it, to be honest.
Okay.
Like
So
what.
okay. No, I think that's awesome. Sorry, I do interrupt you here on purpose
Yeah, yeah,
because I
go,
want
go,
to
go
I,
for it.
w- I want to rephrase that here, or maybe just repeat you. But you said entrepreneurship is the best drug. Entrepreneurship is the best drug that has ever happened to you.
Easily,
Fantastic.
easily.
That's cool. I love that. I'll quote you on that. Okay, because I think you're right. You're absolutely right. Once you have started and seen some success, at least, it's impossible to do anything else, right? And now we could talk a lot about this not being healthy and you should have other hobbies and all of that. But I get you.
You know, like I hang out with a lot of entrepreneurs. Like most of my friends own some kind of companies, and like like over the time I realized that like that's the crazy group of people that I like to hang out with. And like usually like those are the people that are like so focused on something, like whatever they're doing, like they're trying to be the best at it. Like they're super competitive when it comes to that specific thing. So like what usually happens, like you don't care about your looks, let's say, like while you're building your company, the company's growing, you're just focused on that one. And like my example, like easily my example, I was like 124 or 5 kilos. So that in pounds, that's, I don't know, a lot of pounds, I don't know,
I don't know, 250? I don't know.
something like that. So yeah. So at one point when everything was stable, I was like, what have I done to myself? You know, and that's because like I wasn't paying attention because I was so focused on work and all that. So I decided to go to gym. So I decided to go to gym 6 times a week. And I
Of
decided to,
course.
yeah, of course, because like that's how you do stuff. Then it's like when you go to affiliate world, like partying, like you don't party like a bit, you don't have one drink, you know. So yeah, that's usually how it goes. Like
This
I
is,
lost like 20.
you might think this is vodka. It is not. It is not.
It's not okay. It's like this is.
Is that how you do it in plastic bottles?
No, it's water.
That's how far you have come?
Yeah, well, this close.
All right. But you're right. It's, I mean, that's another thing that you just said, that it's a lot about the peer group, right? And also as entrepreneurs, you tend to hang out with other entrepreneurs, which basically is like a spiral, right? It's good for you, but also it makes you more addicted.
Oh yeah, easily, because like you end up hanging out like what I usually do, I hang out with guys and girls for like 4 or 5 days, like 3 days, not more than that, and we go somewhere wherever in the world, and we just hang out for like that period of time, and like we talk about like what's everybody doing. and like all of a sudden I come and say, oh, maybe we can like, maybe you can help me with this, or I can help you
Yeah.
with this one, or like
Yeah.
if we combine forces we can like accomplish something more. So whenever you hang out with that type of people, you end up like doing even more stuff, like instead of like maybe relaxing with them and all of that, you
Oh
end
yeah.
up like brainstorming and like getting more ideas, like what's the next stupid thing that you're gonna do with others.
Very good point as well, which also leverages like or drives home the point that it is super important, like going also to conferences or like, I mean, you might want to go on vacations with people, whatever you want, right? But hang out with the right kind of people, and this is where things happen. So let me ask you two very concrete questions. The first one is, what was the greatest thing that ever happened to you because of being an entrepreneur?
Travel, and like all of the things that came with that travel, because like it's not just like sightseeing and stuff like that, but it's like highly paced, like bunch of activities, and like doing crazy stuff from Cabo in Mexico, and like going to China or Japan, or like literally all over the globe. Like I think like I traveled to like 50 countries or so, and like for Serbs you need visa to go to the States, and like I'm investor in the States now, so I have like different type of visa. And like for the first time when I wanted to get the investor visa, they needed to pull out all of my entrances to the States. So in a year I went 23 times to the States. So, so so that was a lot of traveling. Like it sounds like that I should have stayed there instead of like just going back and forth. But like every time when I would go there, I would after that go somewhere else. So
Right,
it
right,
wasn't
right.
just like 23 travels during one year. It was way more than that. But like it was just for the States.
So travel is probably the best thing that ever has happened to you because of being an entrepreneur. Now, tell me about a time when entrepreneurship did not feel so great, when you screwed up and it felt like shit. Because let's face it, that happens.
Oh, on a daily basis. So
Exactly.
like being an entrepreneur, like first thing to understand is that you're gonna screw up a lot. And like that's gonna happen a lot. And like the only problem is like if you continue screwing up with the same thing. So like whenever I talk to my colleagues and they're like nervous about some problem that we're having, I'm telling them like you don't need to worry about that one, because like the next one is gonna be the bigger one. And they're like, why? Because when you solve this problem, automatically it's not going to be a problem anymore. So whenever it happens, you know how to solve it, and it's going to be easy, and you're not going to come to me and tell me about the problem, because you're going to know how to solve it. So I know that the next one is going to be the bigger one. And like the more you grow as a person and in a position, the problems are going to get more like bigger, and like above that, like the mistake that you make are going to be way bigger. Like when my CFO makes a mistake, trust me, bro. Like I need like 3 shots. I'm like I'm holding my breath. And like being an entrepreneur is always like being down and being up. Like one day you're a god of everything, and like you're winning life. And like one day a client says something bad, and we're like cancels the contract or like something, and you feel like that everything is like crashing. And like it goes even further. Like we had a situation like because like one of the companies is in Serbia. Like we have the company in the States and like all over the world. And like the bank decided to freeze all the accounts. And at that point I had like 150 people working for us in Serbia. I'm like, it's fine for me. It's fine that I don't have money, but like I need to pay salaries for people. So like I got the information at like around 2 a.m. and jumped on a plane at 7 a.m. and I went to
Damn.
Miami. I was in Miami like by the end of the day, and I talked to the bank owner, and I was like, bro, like you're killing me here.
That's a good story. What happened then?
Well, they fixed it. It took them a bit of time. Like it was an interesting conversation with me and the team, but and at the end of the day, it didn't last for long. Just like a couple of days. So they were respectful, and like everything was fine. So yeah, but like problems happen, and like they happen all the time. uh, just the thing is, like, whenever you can, like, whenever is the problem about you, like, this is something that I'm trying to explain to myself as well. It's not just like trying to tell it to anybody else. Like, if you can solve it, don't get nervous about it. And like, if you cannot solve it because like some external factors, don't get nervous about it. Then, so basically it's not going to work like that.
You're a stoic. You're a fucking stoic. You don't look like one,
No, bro.
but and you laugh more than most stoics I know. But this
Trust,
is very
trust me. Like,
stoic.
I like when I'm nervous, I cannot really sleep, and like I catch myself like I'm addicted to cell phone and to mobile phone, and like the thing is, like, half of my work can be done like with phone or
Yeah,
TikTok, obviously. And
yeah,
and like my usual screen time is like 8 hours plus per day, which is
decent.
yeah. And like, so I went on a honeymoon with my wife, and so we went to Bora Bora, and we were like, we're not gonna use our phones on
Right.
day one. Bro, I was like this. I was like, what am I gonna do with my life? So much free time. I have no idea what to do. And I was like, Yana, let's go swimming. Let's eat. So I started eating excessively. I was like, let's build something. I don't know. She's like, you're on vacation. I'm like, I know, but I don't know what to do. So
Life of an
yeah.
entrepreneur. Fantastic.
No, it's
All
crazy.
right.
You
You
Mhm.
mentioned
Sorry.
sorry.
Go, go, go.
No, you mentioned TikTok, right? And mobile phone addictions that you have, obviously, and a lot of people nowadays. So as an entrepreneur, you might want to go with the trend and leverage that as well. We have only a couple minutes left because we're sticking to 20 minutes here for the show. So let's share a little bit more about TikTok here as well. And if you as an entrepreneur want people to be glued to their phones and check out what you got, what would be like your number one tip for people when they want to use TikTok as an advertising platform to sell their product?
So when it comes to videos, first couple of seconds are the most important one. Don't try to like oversell the product, and don't make Hollywood style videos. Try to use like something natural that like average user would like record. Also, try not to make a bunch of changes all the time when you're in the campaign manager, because that's just going to mess up with the algorithm. Follow the trends, but not do not be a copycat. I know that's the best one. Like, so the line is so thin, so like it's really hard to like follow the trends and like be unique, but it's really important to be.
So I feel that's true for organic, but also for using it as
Oh
ads,
yeah.
right? So basically your ads should look like organic content. No difference when it comes to
Exactly.
TikTok as
That's
a
working
platform, right?
way better. And try to use UGC for your ads as well, because like everybody's gonna trust more your like clients and some other people than you. You know, like when you say like, "Oh, my podcast is the best," and I'm like, "Sure, bro, it's your podcast." But if I go around and say everybody, "Oh, like this podcast is the most amazing podcast in the world," like they're probably gonna like at least like try it and like watch a couple of episodes, because like if I'm relevant to them, it's probably gonna be something that they're gonna try and like and see for themselves.
So leverage other people. Okay, UGC, for those people who don't know, that's user generated content, right? So you basically ask other people or get them in front of a camera,
Yeah.
right? So how would you usually do that? I mean, you work with a lot of influencers or content creators. How do you get the help of influencers to get your product or your service seen?
The best, fastest, and cheapest way how to do it is to go to Creator Marketplace on TikTok. So creatormarketplace.tiktok.com is the best and easiest way how to get influencers for TikTok, and it's absolutely free to use the platform. So no need for any fancy stuff, and also has like a really good dashboard, so you can like follow all of the videos, and you can like follow whatever is happening with all the videos there, so you don't need to worry about like anything. You don't need to pay for anything there.
That's pretty good. People love cheap.
I know.
That's great. Okay, those were some hands-on tips for TikTok as well. So keep it looking very natural, organic, right? Use other people as much as you can. I think most people have to start with this, so they have to understand it's not actually advertising that you see from the TV era, right? That's a complete shift, and this is now moving to all the other social platforms as well. If you look at Reels or what is it, YouTube Shorts or whatever. The same thing, right?
Yeah, that's basically the best way how to do it. And like the good thing is like for all those platforms you can use the same video. You don't need to change the format or whatever. You can easily use the same video for from TikTok to Instagram Reels.
So you basically record for TikTok or TikTok style, and then you use it for all the platforms.
Yeah, or like you can record like an hour about like talking about stuff and like cut it to like shorter videos for like 30 seconds, like make like 30 different videos out of that 1 hour and like swipe them like through, like mix them through all the platforms and like don't use the same video on like different platforms on the same day, but like mix them all around and you're gonna have like bunch of creatives for like all the time. And like if you combine UGC and creator marketplace that we talked about, if you reach out to like 30 to 50 people, let's say, and like if they create one video for you per month, you're gonna end up with like 50 to 100 videos per month, and you're gonna have like more than enough for TikTok or literally any platform.
That's fantastic. I don't think a lot of people do it this way. I love that. And talking about shorts, everybody watching this here now live or the full recording, you should also see quite a number of shorts from the conversation I had here with Lazar. We're out of time already. That's crazy. You know what's also crazy? How your energy changed from the previous conversation. And then when I talked about TikTok, you were like in delivery mode. You're like, bam, 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 bam. This is what you got to do. I love that.
Well, when you love something, it happens like that.
It's true. All right. I have a last question. Give me a $1 million business idea or bigger that people could steal from you today.
Oh my God, I don't know. Uh, I'm not prepared for this one because like I'm
I know.
trying to use all of the ideas, you know, like I mentioned that I'm like starting something with restaurants, but like basically you can use the same thing like to do like to find like some really nice creators or like designers of certain stuff and like that are not going to be able to produce the product, and like find like basically like drop shipping, find somebody that is going to be capable of producing stuff for you, and like create the marketplace around it, or like I don't know. That's literally what like came up to my mind like in last 5 seconds.
That's fantastic. I love that. That's cool. Okay, so what came to you now is you said that you understand the market, you find something that works in that market, and then you actually find people who deliver that to you. If it's a physical product, it will be like drop shipped. If it's a service, it's somebody else who does it for you, and then you focus on building the marketplace.
Yeah, basically just like focus on your own problems during the day and try to find a way how to solve it. And like you don't need to be the one that is going to solve the problem. You just need to know somebody that is going to know how to solve the problem. And if you have somebody with a problem, and you can be a mediator in between and just scale it from there.
That's awesome. Love it. That was a great idea. Thank you so much. I will not try to pronounce. I will not try to pronounce your last time anymore. Lazar, great pleasure having you here. Thanks for sharing a little bit about your life here at what we call Entrepreneurs Life. And yeah, I hope to see you for a little sip of vodka or something like that very soon.
Yeah,
Thanks for joining
hopefully.
us.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a good one.
All right. Bye, Lazar. Bye, everybody. See you tomorrow.